Hi, within this lecture, we're going to see a very good feature of the VirtualBox, which is called Snapshots. So we're going to see how to use snapshots and what are snapshots in general, and how to leverage them when we use virtual machines. So snapshots are just like save points in games. So if you are in a state that you want to save it, or if you're in a state that you're very comfortable with, then we're going to have a checkpoint over there. Then after that, if we mess it up, or if we crash it, or if we hack something, or if we broke something, we can always go back to that save point, that checkpoint. And in order to do that, you have to click on this little rectangle over here and say snapshots. So as you can see now, we have the snapshots, and I can just say take. So when I click on this button, it will take the current snapshots. And I can change the state whenever and wherever I want, right? So if I take a snapshot right now, it will just take the current state of the Kali Linux. But just don't confuse it with saving and closing it down. I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm just going to run this in a headless way because the regular way causes me some kind of bug. If I minimize the window, it will just crash itself. So it can happen. I'm just going to run this with headless start. It isn't something big, so it's kind of a bug. I'm happy with it, okay? And I'm going to say show so that I can go to my Kali Linux. And remember, the username is root and the password is TOOR, okay? And I'm in. So if I do any change, if I make any change in the Kali Linux, like if I create a file or if I create a folder, then when I close it down, it will save the state, okay? It won't be fresh every time I open Kali Linux. So just double click on this file manager over here, like file system. So you will see the folders and files inside of Kali Linux. If you cannot see file system, you can just click over here and type something like file system, okay? Like this, file system. And you will see the file manager, of which you can just click on and open it, okay? And you can, of course, write something like file manager in order to narrow it down as well. So if you see the file system on your desktop, you don't need to do that. And by accident, I believe I have clicked on the properties of file system. I'm going to say file manager, like file system, and let me click on this one more time. Here you go. Now I see the file manager. And once you open it, as I said before, you will see the folders and files. So if you click on the root, you can just go into documents or downloads or desktop and everything. So right click over here and say create folder. For example, I'm going to create something called test folder inside of documents. Okay? So that's it. That's all what I want to do. Okay? But what happens if I close the Kali down and restart it? So let me close this down. I'm going to get this error. I'm going to say okay. And here I'm done. Okay, I finished my work. I closed it down, and now I'm back. I'm back for work, and I'm going to open my Kali Linux. So I didn't take any snapshot or anything, right? But it saved itself. So what happens when I go to the documents right now? Will I see the test folder? Of course. Otherwise, it would be a fresh Kali Linux every time I open it. And it won't make sense. So let me log in one more time, and you're going to see the test folder is over there. But I'm going to show you what you can do with snapshots as well. Don't worry. I'm just going to show this works in order not to make you confused about saving the state. So as you can see, without snapshots and everything, it's working fine. I can just create whatever I want to create. I can just put whatever I want to put over here and close it down and open it up anytime I want. But let me take a screenshot, snapshot right now, not screenshot. So I believe we have some kind of bug over here. Let me just minimize this. Yep, here you go. Now I will just click on this take and I can give whatever snapshot name I want. So it's auto completed it for me and it said that snapshot 1. So I'm fine with that name, and as you can see, my snapshot 1 is actually saved in the VirtualBox. So this is the last state that I have closed the Kali Linux down. Okay, so if I run the Kali Linux right now from here, like a regular way, like a regular headless start way, if I open the Kali Linux right now, everything will seem perfectly okay. I will see the test one more time in documents. If I go over there, everything is where we have left off. So this is no biggie as well. So we haven't done anything special yet. But this special thing will arise when I create another folder over here. So let me come over here and let me wait for my desktop icons to appear. I'm going to double click on this file system. I'm going to go into the documents, like from here, like from root and documents. Now I see the test, but this time I'm going to create something called test2. So I'm going to hit create, and now I have 2 folders. So let me close this down. So this is kind of getting boring, right? So I'm creating folders, closing it down, opening it again, but this is the perfect way to understand what snapshots do. So here now I have the snapshot 1, but I have also this current state, and it says that it has been changed since you have taken the last snapshot. So I'm going to take another snapshot called snapshot 2. Now in the snapshot 1 I don't have test2 folder, but in the snapshot 2 I have the test2 folder. So for a reason, suppose that test2 broke my system. Okay, I'm not very satisfied with test2. I want to go back. And how can I do that? Fortunately, I have the snapshot and I can just restore the snapshot whenever or wherever I want. So if I say restore after clicking on the snapshot, it will restore the snapshot. And here you go. Now my current snapshot is here. My current snapshot is snapshot 1. Now what will happen when I run this? What do you think will happen when I go to the documents folder? Will I see test 1? Of course. Will I see test 2? Nope, because test 2 wasn't even over there when I had taken the snapshot 1, right? So let's test this and see if it works. And this is very useful because we're doing some kind of ethical hacking stuff. Okay, we're going to work with a lot of repositories, a lot of libraries, a lot of tools. Something may go wrong and something will be broken at some point. So take this seriously and try to take snapshots regularly, like maybe once a week or something, so that you can go back when you need it. Okay, so let me go to root and documents one more time. Here you go. And as you can see, I don't have test2 folder, so this is working just fine. So if I want to go back to snapshot 2 right now, I can do that as well. I can just go to VirtualBox and click on restore on the snapshot 2. And it will just bring me forward in time, and I can just revert back anytime I want. So this is the power of the snapshots. So we're gonna stop here and we're going to continue with the usage of Kali Linux and Linux in general in the next section.